You don't understand how China banning eating wild animals is actually like a really bad thing. You know what I mean? I mean, what's next? They're going to say we can eat humans? I mean, technically, are we not already eating humans with HEK 293 in the food? Like, who says that that should be legal? Like, we know what it does to our taste buds and how it makes us addicted and want more. Like, why would we support using stem cells in our food? Why would we support putting nanotechnology in the food? We as the people, if we are the true masses against the 1%, if that is true, or will we just lay down and cower and just allow us to be served this way? Or do we care in our ability to take back our own personal power and the power of talking to the plants and working with, you could say, the plant medicine, right? The fruits, the veggies, and working with it and having a personal relationship. Some of you have already done that. I have to be a jerk and say, did I not tell you so, by the way, about them switching to a new currency, a new fiat? I stated a lot of this in my old videos. Like, some of my videos are actually targeted towards that financial consciousness. Blazed. Yes. Played with and like messed with in attempting to create a heel character of your spoiled brat, of a girl who worships money and acts like she has everything and that you are meaningless. And this character was originally created so that you would hate her. I wanted you to hate her. Though it was shocking how many people really loved her and like worshipped her and gave into that and like wanted to give her cash. Kind of interesting, you know? And then there's like multiple sides, you know, of like wanting to be the 1% and live that like fantasized lifestyle of like being able to not be a slave to the work system and sit by the pool the whole day, right? Like something as simple as that. However, I realized that this is so much deeper quantum level that I just didn't fully understand at the time, as like my inner child came to play and experimented, and as I was guided by God to create like select illusions or like to play and express in these ways that led to everything that's led up to now. Honestly, if I didn't express myself in those ways, that there are some of you that would not be here with me now. So thank God for God using me in that way to connect with you, right? This is the same identical thing to like what I call the ICP, okay? It's all about being dedicated to the butterfly, okay? Returning to that childlike innocence. I'd love to get into that later. I was just really, really upset because I was totally talking and teaching to you about like this money system and like what's really happening with Agenda 21. And I think that Agenda 21's goal is to be accomplished by 21. So, I mean, if it's not 21, I don't know, I got some really mixed feelings. And, I don't really like what I've read in the agenda, okay? Like, for there just to be, like, certain areas dedicated to humans and habitual patterning over there, you know what I mean? And have, like, a conditioned structured society like that and more governmental control. Yeah, I got, like, really mixed feelings about all of that, okay? And, like, there's actually, like, maps and things like that that you can look into. And, again, like, this kind of is like God, right? Like, if you believe in God and have faith, like, you literally believe that God will, like, use its power for, like, your wish, right? Like, that strengthens God because you're strengthening God with your faith, okay? So it's, like, the same thing. Like, you could joke about fairies. Like, I do believe in fairies. I do. That they believe because you believe in them. So it's like the same thing with like, if there's like this oppression against your soul and you believe in it, like that's you allowing it. You believe in it, you allow it, you stand for it, you stand under it, you don't stand against it, you're not opposed. It's an energetic thing, not like a physical thing. And yeah, a lot of like energy like is going on. And there's warnings of riots and destruction and all the other things that can come. However, like again, like I think that every single step is like strategically planned out, right? Like what better way to get you to switch to another new make-believe cryptocurrency where they can keep track of every single dime that goes inside your account and outside your account and where it goes, etc. Then saying, hey, everybody in America, we're going to give you $6,000. Though in order for you to receive this $6,000, I need you to like receive it in this way. I'm receiving cute text messages from my boyfriend. Like, God, he's so cute and funny. The inner child. So much work to be done on this planet. Sometimes I beg God to let me stay, to let me continue doing my work. And then other times I pray, please, please, please take me home, please. Like, this isn't enough. Like, I don't want any of this. Like, I tell it, like, I only want one thing. You know? It's that golden key. The one that, like, you know, completes me and, like, fits. And is always there. I tell him, like, my God, that, like, it's all I want. Like, I'll do whatever you say, just make sure I have that. And it's not about, like, sex. It's about being seen and supported and heard and, like, really understood. Like, truly someone to stand under me and support all of my pain and my suffering and to understand everything that I'm going through and why I'm behaving in this way. And then, like, being supportive of every next step and actually encouraging me to take the next best step for, like, the best version of myself, or the self that I choose to be, instead of, like, who I've been and, like, all the conditionings of society and culture. Okay? I don't need any of that cult. Okay? Something else I learned a lot today, or should I say yesterday, since it's probably, like, midnight. I learned about this name that I feel like is very Voldemort energy that I shouldn't even say. And it's Aleister Crowley. And I found out Aleister Crowley and the connections to James Franco and, like, a lot of other people who are really into Aleister Crowley. And some of you might think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? You might get tempted to, like, play and experiment with your soul in that way. And I would encourage you to just attempt to maybe focus your energy on, like, Jesus or Buddha or Govinda. Okay? Like, I have no other ways to paint a picture for you other than how I've painted. Though, like, all I can say is, like, all these pictures and these representations, like, they are not what God is, you know? Like, you can have, like, these vessels and these ways that man can understand and that somebody tried to channel and for you to understand, like, in an idol form, so you could actually, like, physically know and understand, like, the quantumness of all this. Like, I like to think about Jesus as being, like, a great story for that, right? Because, like, if God, hypothetically speaking, was to incarnate into the flesh and to, like, do all these things, right? Like, is Jesus not who, like, you would want God to be? Like, you know, like, laid back and, like, offering healing and, like, yeah, willing to suffer and go through so much stuff so you don't have to. Like, I'm kind of new and at the tip of the iceberg of the information about Jesus. However, like, let's just use that as an example. Some of you are really, like, educated in Krishna. And I feel like a lot of, like, Krishna stories could probably be applied here too. And I think that there's, like, a lot of ancient texts that have been translated into Babel, so we don't fully understand language and anything anymore. But, I'm trying to understand, and as I understand, I try to share with you. Again, I've been working on this letter, or, like, this, like, writing that I want to read out loud. However, like, with all the energy just, like, shifting so much, like, it feels like my writing is, like, old news, you know what I mean? Because I've just, like, dragged it out, but I've also been, like, through my own personal hell internally. Like, I've been really struggling to be and just be alone and, like, just do me. It's been really, really hard to do that. Like, really, 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 really hard. Like, I don't know if you can even understand what it might mean that it's really hard to, like, be with yourself without, like, any distractions, without doing activities. like for me, like I'm kind of actually struggling to do activities. Like I have to like force myself and push myself, and like it's hard to find my will. And sometimes it makes me wonder, like, am I possessed? Am I getting attacked because like I'm concentrating all of my Christine, my middle name, my Jesus energy? Am I concentrating like all that energy too much on the dark energy? So now like the darker energies are coming for me, like and I'm sorry for those of you who are like religious and actually like really, really believe and understand this stuff like on a better level than I understand, that I just joke about it now. Like, please know that like this is a highlighter showing you like, please, yes, teach this girl, teach this poor child. Like freaking, they don't teach this in the schools, right? They don't teach us about the unseen and the laws of mechanics and mass manipulation and hypnotism and mind control and brainwashing. Like they don't teach that stuff, right? However, like you have a deep level of seeing and knowing and understanding your own personal experience, and you can channel your own stuff too. Thank you so much for listening to me and being with me. It's been hard to be with me, and when you're with me, sometimes I feel like it's easier to be with me. Like if you can be with me, like I'm not that bad, right? Only some of you can see me as good, and only some of you like see me as like food and useful to you in a select way. I'm not interested in being used. I do not give consent to being used in any way, shape, or form without my verbal consent and being asked specifically to use my energy in that way. I call upon the higher selves of all the archangels and angels and guardians of the galaxy that could be providing appropriate assistance to all of us at hand now. Use your inhalations to tap in and allow yourself to receive that new energy. Allow yourself to yawn and clear if needed. Being around those light codes and that information, it can be very overwhelming. So allow yourself a few breaths to integrate and to allow that, and then also see if you can notice like the energies in the room and things like that when you actually create free will and choose to connect and create your reality in that way. Some of you may have like lost people, you know, like your parents. Feel free to call upon their higher selves and notice like the moment you do that and you actually surrender to the energy, that you can actually feel their presence. Like some of you might be able to feel them on your back, or them hugging you, or you can feel their energy crying in the room, and it makes you want to cry too. A lot of powerful energy. Hi. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Trina Medicine. Welcome home. It's a pleasure to see you and to share life with you. Thank you for allowing me to see you. And thank you for choosing to always be better and allowing me to show you how I see you through my eyes. Allowing me to call you out on all your darkness and being there with you to work through the entire process until you finish the completed mission. And thank you to those of you who have done that for me. You have taught me so much, and I'm still learning and still so eager to learn. Thank you. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. Jabagwan. Namaste. Aho. House. Wish. Pa.